Artificial intelligence is becoming more prominent in our everyday lives, and with the federal election just around the corner, there are concerns about the impact AI could have on young voters. Joining us now from BTN High is Joe Baronio. Hi there, Joe. Good to see you. So what are some of the worries about AI here?
Good afternoon, Roz. There are, of course, many worries about AI, particularly with the election coming up, specifically around misinformation. Now, AI has actually been around through many elections, and it's been around actually since 2015. But the difference this year is that it's obviously a lot more sophisticated than from our last election, and there are a lot more people online to see it. ACMA, the Australian Communications and Media Authority, say about 99% of Australians have connection to the internet, and around half of us get our news from social media. And if just taking a look around the world at all the elections from last year, we saw plenty of AI mis and disinformation on social media platforms. So the concern there is that lots of younger voters particularly could be swayed by AI mis and disinformation on social media this year. We spoke to some young people on the street who expressed these concerns, but also gave us some tips on what to look out for. Here's a bit of what they had to say.
AI has been growing a lot as of late, and it's like sometimes it's gotten so advanced that you can't even tell that it's AI.
It's very big at the moment, and especially with like Gen Z and now a lot of them able to like vote and stuff, I'd say it's probably gonna be a big influence.
I think especially with the older generation who don't know as much about AI or social media, they could for sure see an AI video of Anthony Albanese saying something that he hasn't said, and then that sways their opinion on the election. I think it could, but I don't know if it will.
If it starts looking more real than it used to, then maybe people could think that a candidate is actually saying something bad.
Some of it is hard to, denote between what's been made by a person and what's been made by artificial intelligence. And that's quite scary, to be honest.
They could get fooled or tricked into things and voting for certain people.
It could influence a small part of the population, but I can't see it really changing the whole side. I reckon it'd probably be 25, 75 around that.
So what should voters look out for, Joe?
Well, there are the obvious telltale signs with AI content, particularly videos and photos. There's always a glossy look to them, always the details as well. There's usually some extra fingers or weird eye movements to look out for. We're also seeing lots of audio-based deepfakes as well. And some of the young people we spoke to said, just listen to what people have actually said in real recordings versus what you're hearing online, and see if there's any differences there. There are also AI detectors online, so if you see something online that you're not sure about, you can screenshot it, put it through that, and it can tell you whether or not that is AI. The Australian Electoral Commission as well is also working with lots of the social media platforms this election to battle mis and disinformation. Meta has also said that they will be working with the Australian Associated Press, doing fact-checking, trying to get rid of all that mis and disinformation. And of course, the AEC is encouraging voters to stop and consider. That's their campaign for this election. And as the title suggests, it's for voters to stop and consider everything they're seeing online. Is it from a credible source? Does it make sense? Is it leaning one way more than the other? So yeah, and I think the biggest thing is just to expect to see it this election. We're going to see a lot of it. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like until we see it, but there's definitely going to be a lot there.